Hello everybody, I'm Jmulls of Jmulls Gaming, and let's mull over the Stellar Blade demo. Okay, I don't know if this is technically a mulling over video, my first impressions and overall thoughts about a game, because it's only the Stellar Blade demo, but I need you all to understand. The demo itself is approximately 40 minutes to maybe an hour in total playtime. I spent 3 hours on it, because it was that good. Stellar Blade is a game that I was looking forward to because of its blatant inspiration by Nier Automata, my favorite game of all time. And the story and world design looked fun and interesting, and an interesting take on that idea, so I was pulled in by that. Also, holy god, the character design. What I was anticipating was that the gameplay would be, how do I phrase this? Do you know how the world, music, and overall atmosphere and tone is blatantly inspired by Nier Automata? Like, they even admit so. That's not a negative, by the way. That is something to me that is cool. Now, take that idea, but the gameplay is inspired by Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I'm a Soulsborne fan, so you're combining one of my favorite aesthetics with one of my favorite gameplay loops, and holy mother of god, Stellar Blade has catapulted itself into Game of the Year contention. If the demo, and I need to be clear here, if the demo is in any way representative of the overall game, then Stellar Blade will almost certainly end up being either my Game of the Year or a really close second. I wasn't expecting it to be this good, and it's firing on all cylinders. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how Stellar Blade is blowing me away already. I think one of the hallmarks of a great game is when you get the feeling that the developers and the people making the game truly love the game that they're making. That they play it and that a bunch of basic things get addressed in the game that just make sense. The game fires on all cylinders. The world is immaculately put together and it's beautiful. Main character design, oh, it's the developers of Nikke. Was anyone guessing this? Wouldn't be the case. The world is gorgeous. I love the ruined earth aesthetic. Enemy design is varied and fun and interesting, even in just the demo, and the boss design is imaginative and cool. You have these flesh horror monstrosities of aliens that you have to fight against. Well, they may have sword arms or something, or they may have a freaking chainsaw for a head as if it's Chainsaw Man, and they have cool mechanics that naturally work off of that idea. You have incredible music. I'm pretty sure they got Okabe for part of the soundtrack, I think. Don't quote me on that, I think they did. If you want to know who that is, the guy from Nier Automata, I believe. And then the gameplay, oh my god, dude, the gameplay loop is so fun. It's so inspired by Sekiro, and what does that mean? Well, the overall combat loop is very much determined and based around the idea of reaction-based gameplay. Whereas in Nier Automata, I would describe that combat loop as proactive, to where the enemies are kind of reacting to what you are doing, and you yourself are kind of controlling the pace and flow and ebb and flow of the combat. Whereas in Stellar Blade, you are reacting to what the enemy does. You are trying to land your parries, not just parries, but perfect parries. You're worrying about how much stagger does the enemy have. Can you go in for a cool execution style maneuver? How much shield do you have, or shield does the enemy have? Because if you break the shield, maybe you can do another special move. What kind of maneuver is the enemy doing to you? Is it something that you can parry? Is it something that you can dodge? Is it something that you can perfect dodge away or in front of the boss? Because some of these require different movements. Some attacks require you to dodge into the boss, to go behind them to deliver a giant counterattack, while some require you to dodge away. And if you've ever played Sekiro or watched high-level Sekiro gameplay, you know that when this combat loop clicks, and when you start to hit those timings, and you get in on that dance, it's a sight to behold, and it's gorgeous, and it's beautiful, and it feels so good to pull off correctly. Because it's not just a matter of the game giving you rewards for playing well, the game feels better when you play well. That to me is one of the hallmarks of an amazing combat loop. Because I would argue that the game is fast-paced, but not too fast-paced, and it's not slow either. It's like really interestingly balanced in my opinion, and I enjoy it a lot. It's all about identifying the combat patterns of the boss, or of the enemies, what maneuvers you can utilize here and there, and the more you play, at least for me, the better you get. You combine that element with boss design being imaginative, inspired, and fun. We've had 3 bosses in the demo. One's kind of the throwaway beginner boss that's just like, if you can parry somewhat competently, you can just beat him. Then you have Abaddon, and then you got Stalker. Abaddon being the one at the finale of the story mode part of the demo, and then you have Stalker, who is this like separate boss in the main menu you can fight. It's a little bit further in the game, and you can utilize a lot new tools that you didn't have access to the rest of the demo. Like a freaking gun, by the way, that shreds through shields. These bosses feel different, varied, cinematic as hell when you're fighting them, and they're just cool. And you feel so good, at least I did, when you learn the game and you learn these bosses, you learn their patterns, and you get better. I don't feel frustrated when I lose, I feel locked in, saying, oh, I know what I messed up on, and I know how to get better at it. Oh, I messed up the timing. Oh, I should have dodged in instead of out, or I should have dodged out instead of in. Oh, I'm a little bit too early on that timing. Stuff like that. Rarely ever did something feel like it was BS, like it was unfair. And for a gameplay style like this is why FromSoft are the masters at this, because those games largely always feel fair. If you get hit, chances are it's 99.99999% of the time your fault, but you can learn and get better at it. When a game is BS or just blatantly unfair, it makes the combat unfun, because it's not a matter of you getting better at something or recognizing it's your own mistake, it's a game mistake. I didn't feel that way here. There was a time during Stalker where I kind of felt that way, but then I realized I was reading a mechanic wrong. Like when Stalker shoves its chainsaw head into the pavement to try and throw some rocks or chunks at you, I thought, oh, I should try and parry this. Maybe you can if you're perfect at it, but I normally ended up taking damage. You couldn't really dodge away from it preemptively. I'm like, oh, maybe it's a matter of I have to dodge away and into a safe spot. Not really. What you're actually supposed to do is perfect dodge it. Wait for the rock to almost hit you and then dodge. That worked. And when it all starts to flow, it feels so good and fun and interesting. Funnily enough, I had a bit of an issue with performance for most of my time with the demo, but some actual legend in my chat told me about I think it's VRR in the PS5 option menu. Variable refresh rate, essentially. And when I turned that on, because it was off for some reason, the game felt far smoother. So if you actually watch my stream VOD, one of the things I say that's like my only issue that I had with the game was the performance. I fixed that, and then all of a sudden, hey, we got something cooking, don't we? Oh, we got something cooking, because the music is so good. There's a lot of vocal tracks, which I'm a fan of, because I love vocal music in games. Songs with lyrics. I love that. The music's largely amazing. The visual design of everything surrounding you is just great. This ruined city we navigated was beautiful, dude. And I just found myself exploring these levels because the level design is also good. It's not just a matter of the story being, okay, the story was somewhat passable in the demo. Nothing to really write home about. I'll wait for the full game to make an opinion on the actual narrative. The world design was gorgeous, the gameplay was incredible and superb, and just fun and reactive, and it felt smooth, you know? That's what it felt like. It felt smooth, and it felt visceral and meaty. But level design. When you look at the city, you would expect it to be a bunch of linear corridors trying to get you from point A to point B, but it's not. There's a bunch of little paths that you can go off the beaten trail to find new loot, new enemies, maybe locked chests that you have to go find a code for. There's a bunch of things to, funnily enough, explore. You can swim underwater to open chests, hang off of ledges, yellow paint, but whatever. And it felt good to explore the city. And there was actually a really good, shortcut. Again, taking clear inspiration from FromSoft and from Sekiro. FromSoft are famous for how they utilize level design to expedite certain travel times. Because you'll go a long way around, and then you find a shortcut taking you back to someplace from before you may have noticed, and it feels natural because the world feels well constructed because of it. I had one of those moments in this game as well, and it's great. It's something small, but again, when you have a bunch of these small things adding up together, all of a sudden you got one really great big thing. The level design is really good and well put together and fun. I feel rewarded for going off the beaten path. But at the same time, I didn't have to, at least for the demo. And another thing, the customization in this game is really good. A lot of the times when games utilize skill trees, they fill them up or bloat them up with a bunch of meaningless, just kind of derivative nodes that essentially boil down to, here's 3% damage or 7% crit or whatever. Boring, right? No. In Stellar Blade, oh, I like to parry, I can make perfect parrying easier. Or I can also add a finisher or an extra, attack that I can utilize after I hit a perfect parry. Or I can do that for perfect dodge. And there's a shocking number of actual weapon combos in this game. And by weapon combos, I mean combos with your sword. There's a shocking number that I had access to already at the start in the demo. I imagine they had that just for the demo. But it's so nice that it's not just a matter of spam square. No, you have light and heavy attack, and you can do different combos with that. All the while managing parrying and dodging, and you also have these beta skills to where if you play correctly long enough, you build up a gauge called the beta skill, which gives you a super powerful ability. In the demo, and for the extra boss fight they give you at the end, I had one that was really good for single target, one that was good for melee AoE, I had a blade beam one that was good for ranged, and then I had essentially an interrupt where I just back kick, not back kick, but back flip and kick the boss to essentially interrupt the animation. You also have grenades, you have a gun as well, different types of healing. I wouldn't say the game is going for difficulty on par with a FromSoft experience. In fact, there's difficulty modes in Stellar Blade, but they also throw at you a whole bunch of tools in your toolkit that you can make use of and utilize to your advantage. That's really good in my opinion. You got shock grenades, you had landmines, different types of healing, big heal, small heal, heal over time, consumables that you can utilize. And from beginning to end, the constant thought going through my mind while I was playing Stellar Blade was that it was so clear and apparent that they had played so much of their own game and asked themselves, what should we do here? What would be cool? What could we do here to make the game better? Oh, we have a game on our hands with a bunch of mechanics in it that could be overwhelming or overcomplicating for a lot of people. So let's add a tutorial mode. Yeah, remember Final Fantasy 16 or games like that? We can go to this spatial area and just practice a specific maneuver. Sekiro had this. Yeah, you get that here in the demo as well. So if you're hey, I really want to practice perfect dodging, I want to practice my parrying, you can do that, and it's great. Because sometimes you may pick a game up or put it down, and you may be hey, I just want to practice this one thing and get better at it, because I feel it's my weakness. Well, I can go do that here. I don't have to go find some random enemy and hope that it has the mechanical last long enough for me to practice that to the amount that I want. I can just go do it in the training mode. I love that. Straight up, from beginning to end, I only have glowing remarks for this demo, and I think it may be one of the best demos of a game I've ever played. Time will tell if the demo is representative of the rest of the game. We absolutely need to wait and see about that, and I would love to report on that. But the demo did its job, and it piqued my interest. I thought this would just be some version of Nier Automata, in terms of quality and style. Oh no. It's Nier Automata aesthetically, character design-wise, visually overall, and music-wise, while in terms of gameplay, it's Sekiro through and through, and it's so good because of it. I'm so looking forward to the full game release. I'm on board. They may really have something special on their hands here. Again, we need to wait and see the full game to see if this quality holds through or if this gets repetitive. But with this style of game, all you need really is really good enemy design. They just need to have good enemy variety and design, and this combat loop can really pull them through, I think. So good. Funnily enough, if the demo had a weakness, it'd be the story, just because there wasn't that much in it, because it was a very small chunk of the game. I also wasn't feeling the English voice acting all that much. Could just be a matter of I need to see some more scenes with more emotional weight behind them. Could just be a thing like that. But yeah, I'm sold. They've piqued my curiosity, and God, I hope the rest of the game is just like this. There's a demo available now for free on the PlayStation 5 if you want to go check it out for yourself. The game is a PS5 exclusive, I believe. I'm hoping it gets a port later on. But with that, I'm going to call the video there for the day. Thank you all for tuning in. My pleasure for making the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts, your opinions on Stellar Blade. Are you looking forward to the game? Are you not looking forward to it? Have you played the demo? And if you have, what are your thoughts? Have you noticed anything that I didn't mention here? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts and hear your opinions and to hear your perspectives. Stay safe. Have a great day. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want. It really helps the channel out. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again.